done everything but doesn't have a good result. Everything that we do in our lives is a journey. It is within our capacity as whether we can survive over it. Everything also that we performed is not perfect. According to the very common quote, nobody is perfect. If I were to ask you, how many times that you fall and how many times that you succeed? Do perfectionist people doesn't experience failure? Everything that we do was generated from our mind. We have our own decisions based from our own reasons. We weigh things and situations several times before we implement it. Even others perform it in trial and error basis. Therefore, they really experience failure. When we failed, surely we did mistakes. We did mistakes in different aspects or factors of a certain thing. But sometimes we are very optimistic enough to pursue on a certain thing because we feel that the probability of its success is of great percentage than failure. In our lives, we fall several times. It may be 4, 10, 20, 30, or 50 times or more that we experience failures. From our fall, we experience a lot of realizations, lessons, and moral from it. Upon having experienced them, we resort to make a change and anchor another directions that we feel right. According to some famous quotes, doing mistakes is natural, but it is a mistake if you will not rise from your fall. Thinking of doing some businesses such as sari-sari store, hollow blocks making, bakery, and others. These are just the small businesses that we are able to start, and I've experienced all of this. Thinking of this kind of other income is right, but in the proper implementation or adaptation of this may require a thorough evaluation as to whether you will prosper or you can make gains out of it, or you will be failed. Conducting research is the best strategy before pursuing such kind of business. It doesn't mean that if you have a big capital, you will immediately grab it, but rather you will think first many times before you decide on having it. And if you try that above-mentioned businesses but failed, try to rise up again and again and again in order to set another goals that you think are best for your success. I maybe failed all of those, but I never give up. I never surrender, because once you will surrender, you are a loser and you can't recover it anymore. It is just like when you participate in trading or investing or in any digital platform in the market, which I'm engaging now. Of course, you will do the hands-on. In doing this, it is normal that you will not succeed immediately, but rather you will experience failures and sometimes it's getting big losses. After experiencing this, will you give up immediately or you will still proceed? Others will immediately surrender because of their big losses and divert to another kind of business that they thought much easier than this. But some wise men never give up, but rather double their efforts in order to win. In my own experience in trading, I did it hard in playing. I experienced big losses and misdirected in the right thing to do. I did all the strategies that I learned in order to experience winning. I'm very happy with that. I got a win and gradually recovered my big losses. Before I focused on it all the times, but by this time, it seems to be normal and natural. I know you as well who watch this video experience failures in anything you do. But again, never give up and never surrender, but rather rise from your failures and make another try in order to win and reach your goal of success. Patience is the best virtue in achieving your dreams and goals in life. Everything that we did needs patience, especially when we experience failures. Other great men and successful people made hundreds of trials before they've got what they have now. Jack Ma says that one must get used to rejections. Dapat masanay daw tayo na ma-reject. 30 times I got rejected. I went for a job with the police and they said, "No, you are not good." When KFC came to China, 24 people went for the job and 23 got accepted. I was one to get rejected, Jack Ma said. But now he is a business magnate investor and philanthropist and the co-founder of Alibaba Group. Bill Gates, a dropout of Harvard University, tried business again and again, and this time Microsoft born. Albert Einstein, he didn't speak until he was 4 and didn't read until he was 7. He was subsequently expelled from school and was not admitted to the Zurich Polytechnic School. Long story short, he came around. If we could just imitate them, maybe we can be like them also, in a different way. There's a great possibility that we can also achieve what we are up to now. We will not adhere to one of our culture called Ningas Kogon, that we are just good from the beginning, but we don't have the endurance to make it to the peak of our targets and goals. What we need here is the persistence of the things that we are doing, despite of all the hardships and failures that we encountered in our lives. We'll make ourselves very strong as an iron, and never fall despite of the typhoon that will come into our way in our respective journey. We will remain standing and stand still because we have a strong heart that will fight all the trials that we will encounter in our respective lives. I know that it's not easy, but if we conquer it all within ourselves, thus we will achieve victory. It's not only victory to ourselves, but also a victory to our families that needs our love and care. If we've got all of this, we can also inspire others, share our own experiences to them, so that they will also be motivated and they will be able to acquire a strong mind and heart to fulfill their dreams in life, that they will also rise from their failures and never surrender to the trials that may happen in their lives. It is a sweet victory for us also that others have prospered because of the sharings that we give, especially the experiences in our life. One of the quotes from our Bible said, "Go and spread the good news." It is the good news that happens in our lives, and above all, the Almighty God that always guides us to the different things that we did. We must not be afraid, but rather we must be brave enough because our Almighty God is always there to carry us every time that we fall. Destiny in life does not rely on others, but rather it depends on ourselves, on how persistent we are in dealing with our goals in life. Thus, we are making our own destiny.